Hello and welcome to Real Students, a show that goes behind the scenes of PLU student films. I'm your host, Gilbert Garcia, and tonight we look at the first PLU animated film, The Wallflowers. Here to talk about The Wallflowers is the film's writer and producer, Paulo Malabanan. Paulo, it is great to have you here with us.
Great to be here.
So, Paulo, what compelled you to work on the first PLU animated short film?
I saw this opportunity that nobody's ever done an animated short here at school, and I've been having this story I've been wanting to tell ever since freshman year of high school. So I saw those two opportunities open up at the same time last year in junior year, first semester, and I just thought to myself, I never had this opportunity until now. I didn't have the resources back in high school to tell this story, and I was just kind of like, I think now is definitely the time to start learning just more about myself, about the project, about just production in general, just everything. So I think it was a fantastic time.
So Paulo, what were some troubles you faced during the production process?
I would say definitely it was two things. One was raising funds on Kickstarter, and two is communication. And I think the biggest problem for me was communication, because mainly not everybody that worked on this project lives in California, so it was just kind of hard coordinating with different kinds of people all the way in like Massachusetts and New York. That's where my people live. And it was just very hard because not everybody was available. Like I couldn't really get the message across. So it was definitely like this huge like disconnect between everybody, but it was also connected. So in a way it worked, but it also didn't, if that makes any sense.
So what is different about producing a short animated film as opposed to a live action film?
Oh, I think it's the whole process, really. I mean, unless if you're doing a mix of both live action and animation, which I think, yeah, some movies do that, but I would say it was the whole process itself. I mean, you have to work with like storyboard animators to come up with like character designs, and just like coming up with like visually, like how does the scene look, where do you want it to be set, like what angles do you want it to be at. I mean, because there's no camera in animation per se, like an actual camera, but there's definitely like this huge shift from like animation to production and live action.
So what message do you want audiences to take away after watching the film?
I think that the main message I want to get across is that if you're watching this and like if you think at any moment like I can do better than that, it's because you can, and I want you to go out and take a risk, because I did, and I don't regret a single thing, really.
Could you tell us what is Flowers about?
Oh, it came from this. The story came from this really traumatic event back in high school. Yeah, it was just kind of a big mess, and I think I kind of don't want to remember it. So I'm kind of like blocking it from the back of my head, but I'm also trying to bring it back right now. But yeah, it was just about this girl I used to like back in high school, and yeah, I don't want to spoil the rest. So,
what is it like to work with animators from different states?
It was pretty difficult actually, but I know that some studios do outsource their animation because it just takes so much time and so much manpower to just even animate in the first place. But it was definitely an interesting experience. That it was just like I said earlier, communication was very hard between them and between myself. So it was interesting, but it also kind of did work out at the end.
How did you go about funding this film?
So I would say that it was very hard. It was very hard for me to kind of gather myself and just kind of like, because I was really overwhelmed when like my story got picked up in that class, and it was just kind of like, what do I do? So I mean, I mainly piggybacked on my artist's fame, and she's fantastic, and she had this huge following, so I just kind of like asked her mainly like, hey, can you just kind of like advertise this? And it was definitely a lot of research on my part too.
Well, thank you, Paulo. It was very nice to be here with us. Now on with the show. Wallflowers, roll it.
Mara, what are we looking at?
A solution.
To...
My problem.
Which is...
A boy to take me to the spring formal.
I'm just saying... this is hypothetical, but what if someone else asks you? Like, a best friend?
Don't be silly. I have my assets.
Assets.
Yep. And I have this note I wrote specifically for this oddly specific situation. How's it look?
It, really brings out those serial killer vibes.
I like cereal.
I'm sure you do. He won't say no to a note like that.
You're right. No one's ever told me no. Oh, I think this is for you. There's a dance tonight, and I was wondering if you want to... Gotta go. See you later. Mwah.
That was...
Amazing! Did you see how he looked at me?
Yeah, they usually run away first.
He was totally into me. I'm finally getting a boyfriend.
Wait, what?
Sorry I'm late, everyone. We have a new student. His name is Leo. He's a model from New York. Now, he's mute, so be nice to him. Leo, why don't you take a seat anywhere you'd like?
Mara! I made... I made this for you. I wanted to ask you to the dance. Looks like Leo beat me to it. If someone can make my favorite girl in the world happy, then that makes me happy too.
Kira, that note was real sweet of you.
That's what friends do, right?
Best friends. I don't want to ruin the best part over some dumb relationship. Oh, my favorite song. Wanna dance?
I'll meet you guys there.